Right. So in this lecture, we'll see how can we put load on Selenium test cases. Fine. So basically, with Selenium, you can write functional automation test cases, right? So let's see how can we put load on the test cases which are written in Selenium, right? So till now we have used JMeter for kind of API level. We have just recorded playback and request response, so in that way. But let's see how can we actually put load on the Selenium test cases which are already written, and by importing it into JMeter. Okay, let's see that. So for that, let's create a small project in Selenium, and thereafter we will take this project and import in our JMeter and start putting load on it. Okay, right. So let me create a new project, file, new, general, can give us Java project, and project name Selenium JMeter. Click on next, finish. Fine. So let's import Selenium jars first. Sorry, right click, properties, Java build path, in libraries, add external jars. You can select this one, that's it. Okay, this server standalone will work for all the APIs you work with Selenium. Okay, click on OK. So fine, now create class, say sample. Okay, yeah. So let me write it an annotation, test public void uh, testing. Fine, let's import JUnit library here, because JMeter supports JUnit library. You can see that. Okay, I'll show you why I used JUnit test annotation. Fine. So let me write a basic steps. Driver equals to new Firefox driver, and we'll import our Java files. Driver dot get. Let's go with eBay, any other site. Okay, here we can take ebay.com. http ebay.com. Fine. So let's open this and let's get the title of the page, driver.get title. Right. First, let us run here and see and make sure it's working as expected. So I have just written a basic Selenium script. I am opening Firefox browser and I am hitting this URL and just grabbing the title. Okay. So let's run this basic script from Eclipse and make sure this is this is working as expected. So then we will import this into JMeter and start putting load on it. Right, now running. So if you have any ready-made Selenium scripts, at your work which you have already developed earlier, and if you want to test the performance of those, you can just, you know, do integrate them with the JMeter and you can collect the performance metrics. I'll show you how you can do that kind of integration with JMeter. Fine, now it's navigating to ebay.com and the basic script is running. So yeah, let me stop it. We got event title printed. So now select this project, right click, fine, and you say export. Okay, click on export and export it as jar file. Open the Java folder and select jar file. Fine, click on next. Select the export destination. Okay, let's take it from, okay, let's put it in C drive for now. What we say, cell JMeter. Okay, we have successfully saved it in C drive. Now let's go back to our C folder and copy this jar file and come to your JMeter folder, installation folder, and in this go to library folder in this. Fine, here come down and check for JUnit folder. Right, now you got it right. Why have I used this JMeter annotation here? Come to JUnit folder and paste it here. Okay, whatever you paste here comes under JUnit test cases, right? So as we have written Selenium code in JUnit annotations, so it will execute. So basically you can run your Java code and you can basically integrate that with JMeter by placing in JUnit folder, right? So same code is now in this jar file. Now when you open JMeter, JMeter now will have access to your code because we have placed that project into the library folder and JUnit folder of Apache JMeter. Fine. So whatever you place in this lib folder, all these jars will be accessed by JMeter. So that's the reason they have specifically mentioned library path. But in this path, we have separate JUnit folder in which you can place your JUnit test cases, right? So now I just placed it here and now I can access this from JMeter. This cell JMeter is the jar in which we have how to invoke ebay.com. So this is the code present in this Selenium JMeter jar file. So okay, let's call it from our JMeter tool and see how can we run it from there, right? So if your JMeter is already open, you have to restart. It will not reflect for first time. Let's close this and go back to our JMeter folder and bin, come down, yeah, start. Okay, this is basically shell script. Fine. Windows batch file. So this will launch JMeter for us. So if you have your Selenium scripts with you, export it as a jar files and place it in the library folder of Apache JMeter. That's all. That's the only thing you need to do to integrate your JMeter and Selenium code. Okay, just make it as a jar file and import it here. Right. So now I'll create a thread group and right now sampler. So till our last session we have used HTTP request kind of samplers, right? Now you need to select JUnit request. Fine. So if I assume that you have JUnit basics before you watch this lecture. If not, please go through the videos of the JMeter in JMeter Performance Web Testing course. Okay, and also I assume that you have a basics on Selenium to follow this lecture. If not, request you to go through my Selenium WebDriver tutorial course. Fine, there we have taught everything 0 to infinite in Selenium. Okay, we have taught all the concepts there. So same applies to JMeter as well. If you don't have a JMeter basics, I request you to watch the modules of JMeter performance testing course, right? So I assume you have both Selenium and JMeter basics to watch this course, because basically you are integrating, when you are integrating both the other tools, you just need to have the basics. Fine. So in thread group we have selected, generally we go with HTTP request sampler, but this time I'll select JUnit request. Fine. So I'll say that totally 5 users have to run it. Number of threads 5. Okay, at a time totally 5 users have to run this test case. And okay, that's all. That's basic criteria. We will put it here. Let's run this load by putting 5 load at a time, and come down here in JUnit request, click on this checkbox, because we are working with JUnit 4 annotations, 4 plus annotations instead of JUnit 3. So select this checkbox, then automatically you will have class name and test method here. Open the class name and okay, and select exercise sample, one second, test method. Okay, I think it's not displaying here, it right? Drop down. What is class name here? Class name sample. Okay, sample we have. Yeah, testing. This is only right. Yeah, testing. So yeah, you can see here, when you check it, class name and test method you need to give. So go back to your Selenium code and see what is the class name. So sample is the class name, right? So come down here and select sample, but make sure you check this checkbox. If you don't select, you will not see that option. So once you select sample, if there are multiple methods here, it asks you to what test to execute. Here we have only testing, so this is the test method. Fine, right? And success message, test successful, and these are all different kind of parameters. If error message occur, what you need to give and all. So I'll go to thread group and I say run it for 5 users at a time. So 5 browsers should open for my application. So but basically this is not a good practice of importing Selenium code into, integrating Selenium to JMeter, because here the browsers are getting opened. If you say run for 100 users, 100 browsers should open in your application, okay, which is not worthy. It will make your performance down and you will not get actual performance metrics. But there is a headless browser concept in Selenium, with which you can work on Selenium code without opening browser. That is HTML unit driver. Okay, so with the HTML unit driver, you can actually run the code without opening browser. Okay, so I'll talk about that too, but let me run first with the 5 users, so that 5 browsers will open. And let me create a listener to see your results tree. And fine, all set. Run the code. Have to save the test cases. Selenium JMeter 1. Okay, save it. and you can see the logs from the options log viewer. Okay, you can see what's happening actually. Log viewer, you can see if this test script started execution or not, all the details you can see log viewer. And at the same time you can see how many are running. 5 by 5 threads started running. That information you can see it here. Fine. So I guess it's trying to launch the URL. Let's see. So it's still running, script not yet failed, but if you see the debug, you are getting some information here. But don't worry, that's related to JMeter, some constructor. So, but as I said, it's not good practice in invoking browsers. So it's obvious, right? If 10 browsers open at a time, automatically your performance goes down. You can see that Firefoxes, 2 opened at a time right now, and third one, so they are keep on opening, and you can see fine. So that's how you can integrate your Selenium scripts with the JMeter. So what all you need to do is, just go to the create a JUnit request and give what class you are working on, okay, and what is the method you want to execute, and run it. Fine. And you can see 2 requests completed. Sampler result, load time. So you can note it down. If you are hitting 5 requests at a time, what is the load time you are getting? Fine. And see, at the first time it was 78,394 seconds, but when the initial first thread started, but by the third thread started, the load time went to 11,203 seconds. Okay, so you can check your parameters here, but I guess here this load time is changing because of internet connection as well, because that's why you cannot actually predict the load time, but still you can, there are requirements saying that if you have 2 Mbps speed and if you are opening 5 browsers at a time, what is the load time? There are cases, but in practical people will not hit 5 browsers in a single PC, but if might be they are working in a different browsers and they want to open this application in new browser for security purpose, then this kind of scenarios will work, checking for 5 browsers how the application is behaving. You can see that for first request it took 78,394 milliseconds, but for fifth request it went on double. Fine. So that's how the test case got executed, and this is the output debug. You can see started the thread group. Fine. Response data, you will not get anything. Response message, test successful, and you can modify this response message in the JUnit request. Okay, test successful. Okay, now let's see how to run these scripts without opening the browser to increase the performance of scripts. Okay, right. So now let's see how to run this with the headless browser. So as I told you in the last session, there is a HTML unit driver in Selenium with which you can run your scripts without opening the browser. So basically this scenario we will not be using much in Selenium, because the main intention of Selenium is to test the UI. If you do that without opening the browser, then there is no point for us to go for automation, especially UI automation, because we need to check the controls, widgets, pages, different type of UI elements to test those whether they are properly aligned in a browser or not. So those we will test with Selenium as a part of our functional testing. But if you go with your HTML unit driver, which is a headless browser, then you will be not in a position to decide about how your UI is working and how it is rendering in a browser. So people generally will not go with a driver, with this HTML unit driver. But here for a JMeter, it is important for us to go with this, because if you go with a Firefox or a Chrome browser and if you start saying run with 100 users, your system will definitely get hanged. Opening 100 instances at a time is not a good thing. Fine, but you have your Selenium script which you want to put a load without writing again JMeter script freshly. Assume that you are not aware of anything about JMeter. So you want to suddenly put a load on your test cases. Then you have your Selenium test cases ready, and which are already you are using for your functional automation. So if you go with this situation where you say browser, then you will be definitely failed, because you will not get a proper performance metric, and at the same time your system will get hanged. Hardly you can do for 5 to 10 browsers. That's why in last session I have shown you with 5 browsers, but there might be situation asking you to just check for 5 concurrent users how the system is behaving. Then it is good for you to go with Firefox driver. It will work smartly. But if there is more than 10, then definitely you have to think of alternative, right? So let's see how this run basically HTML unit driver. Okay, right? Sorry. Now I am removing here's a Firefox, and I am selecting HTML unit driver, right? So this is the title I got printed with the help of Firefox, right? Now I'll run this test case, and let's see JUnit test. Same output I'll see it here without opening browser, and it will be very fast compared to Firefox. So it hardly took for us 145 seconds to 1 minute. See that you already got it within 10 seconds, right? So now go and export this as a jar and place it in a lib folder. Sorry, what folder it is? Lib folder, right? In lib folder, and go to JUnit folder and place your jar file here and open it in your Eclipse and run. Now script will run without opening browser. Okay, so change it as HTML unit driver and follow the same steps like how I did in the last 2 lectures. Then you will be successfully able to invoke this test cases without opening browser and JMeter, and you can see the proper results there. Okay, right? So yeah, that's how you integrate Selenium with JMeter. But this I am just giving as a knowledge based for you. There are hardly 10% or 5% chances where you are asked to actually put a load on Selenium test cases, right? But in general, if you want to put a load testing, if you want to do load testing, preferably you have to go with the tools like JMeter or some other, right? For few scenarios, few test cases, this works. But if you have some performance testing project, then you have to go with JMeter, and you have to write a scripting in JMeter style only. Fine. Yeah, so that's about this section. Thank you.